Hi all, welcome back. Carrier Battle, Philippine Sea. Scenario 6. This is my part 34? Or was it 33 I think, hang on. Yeah, pretty sure it's 33 actually. Um, so yeah, I've been away a wee while. Uh, yeah, I come back up earlier to play a little bit more and I sort of wondered about it and whatever, and I've been thinking about things a bit more, and I was looking through some of the rules, some of the other scenarios, and seeing if there would be a way of playing it, but and maybe wondering if this is going the right way, and I think it is. And also one comment I got back for Stuart when he was talking about you could split this off and send it closer to 1 year flights coming back to save fuel, and I pointed out that the fact that if I just moved one task group, there wouldn't be enough space to land all the aircraft, and if I move the task force, it's moving away from one but closer to another, so there's that. And he said, don't you think you could split the task force in half? And leave half of it there, or in fact, move half of it that way, move half of it that way. And then he added onto that the fact that the Japanese have probably done as much as they can. And I think maybe this is how this is going, and that's how it's meant to go. And maybe me looking for this more intense, constant bombardment by raids from the Japanese is not how this is meant to go. It's meant to start that way, and then you're meant to go out there and try and take them on. And I think that's what the game's meant to do. And historically, my guess is that was somewhat accurate as well. But when you play these games, when you play these historical games, you want to make sure it's a game as well, and you're having fun and you're doing the right thing. And I'm not saying I'm not here, but what I'm starting to realise, I think, is my fun should now be taking on them rather than defending. That's where my fun should be, and that's what the intent of the game was, I think. I think that's what it is, and that's why I'm sort of started feeling a bit down about it a little bit. The fact it was all exciting at first, and then all that defending, but also wanting to try and send out a strike. But it took me a while before I sent out a strike, because I had all that defending to do, didn't I? And that starts really quite early. I had a look at the other scenarios, and I thought, well, maybe one of them might be more, if I'm wanting more of that, maybe one of them might be more intense for me. I'm not sure. Maybe if anyone's got any comments on that, like to make it more like that, more challenging, from defending as well as trying to send out stuff. But maybe that's, maybe to have both of them built in would be too much, and it would become a bit of a mess as well. So that's possible as well. And then the other thing I thought I spoke about before, there's lots of additional rules that you could add on. The Guam rule, and as one example, the fact that the strength of the Guam raid could be up to, I want to say, is it 30 it can go up to? And then you've got night operations, there's quite a few. There's quite a few advanced rules, advanced search options. There's lots that we could add to this. And I'm sure I've really enjoyed this game, and I'm really up for playing it again. But I want to add some of that, and maybe I want to try out one of the other scenarios. Scenario 7 starts. I think it starts here with your task force split up or something like that. Scenario 8 just covers basically both days, so it's going to be double the length. But obviously the victory conditions will be adjusted accordingly to that. And then scenario 9, well, I'm not sure. I think that's a hypothetical. What if the Japanese had been? What if they'd been more conservative and they hadn't just went for things right away, and took things a bit easier than that. So maybe that one might be one to try. Maybe scenario 9, But if anybody's got any ideas on what they feel might be more challenge, or maybe more what I'm looking for, what I enjoyed at first there. But And it's not to say I'm not enjoying it. It's just I was buzzing about it then, and now it's all died down, you know. And then I'm going to finish this. I'm going to finish this scenario. I'm not. This isn't a speech leading up to right. I'm just going to leave it there. No, I'm going to finish it because we're not really that far away from finishing. So I mean, yeah, I'll still in Grant's world it'll still be a few parts, quite a few parts probably, but yeah, I'm going to go through it. And to be honest, that last turn went really quite quick. Because there's not Japanese raids out there, so we don't need to worry about them. We just need to keep doing our thing, and yeah. So a couple of things that I did look through the rules on the damage because I was a little unsure. One little rule I was a little surprised to see. Right, it was in here somewhere, and this is the bit that tells you how they're sunk if, I think it's the one before or after this one actually. Japanese carriers sunk if it suffers permanent. Yeah, so one about crippled. So that's the only thing I came across, which I feel like that maybe should have been, well, you know what, it's there, it's written in the rules. So, and it's this bit in brackets, you'll see, a Japanese carrier becomes crippled if all its hits, permanent and otherwise. So this is the only condition that I can see that other hits, whether they're current hits or previous hits or permanent hits, they all count towards this. And so that's one that could maybe catch you out because you think, right, I need to wait until there's permanent hits. Well, no, with that situation, that means that ship's crippled. Now, in actual fact, that now does mean, and crippled is, well, it tells you there as well, doesn't it? So if all its hits total 1 or 2 less than the hit capacity for a CV, or 1 less than the hit capacity for a CVL. All hits are counted for this purpose, not just permanent hits. Well, that actually means that this carrier here, Zukaku, is crippled because he's got 3 previous turn hits and 4 permanent hits, and his hit capacity is 8, so he's got 1 less. And that's what it says for a CV. Is he a CV? Or is he a CVL? He's a CV. So he's got 1 less. He's got 1 less than his hit capacity. So he is crippled. And yeah, going back to here, which I think I skipped sort of by this, thinking, oh right, it's not really telling you what light damage and heavy damage is. Well, it kind of does in brackets just after it. I think whether I just glossed over that or not, I don't know. So a carrier with light damage, which is less than half of its total hit capacity. So, and permanent hits loses 1 point of air value per permanent hit. A carrier with heavy damage, which is half or more its total hit capacity, loses its entire air value. And this is the one here, loses its entire air value because there's another one just over the page. Yeah, and it talks about here when Japanese carriers become heavily damaged by permanent hits, its entire value is lost to its force. And then it goes into something a little complex regarding how it might look at launching a raid, which is going to be, I'm going to have to read into that. I just thought I'd leave that for now until it actually happened. But that carries on that example there as well, so I probably should have a look over that when the time comes. But, and then the AA value suffers the same effects as for US carriers, so it's on that chart. The other one though was, yeah, this one down the bottom, which I wasn't sure what it meant, and then actually somebody posted a question. So it says, if following the US air attack segment, there are enough hits of all types to put all flight decks in a Japanese force out of action. See, well, that's saying of all types. Well, I suppose, you see, that could count towards crippled. But the other hits don't count towards light or heavy damage, though. So it carries on. Then any cap generated for that force in this segment is eliminated and placed in the lost box. So, to put all flight decks in a Japanese force out of action, and I was like, well, what is that? And somebody actually asked the question, and the answer given was basically that that tells you here that and I think it was based on their their air value is lost. If their air value is lost, then that means they're. I mean, what is it? Is it flight deck? Does it say flight decks and Japanese force out of action? It's not really quite clear that whether you might put two and two together with that, or is it clearer and I'm just not seeing it? That's possible. So if it's got light damage, there's still some air points there, air value there. Whereas if it's got heavy or if it's crippled, then it loses its entire air value. So what that means is we cannot land there. And it's talking about the cap mission returning. So you would destroy the cap mission if that happened while we were carrying out our attack. That the cap mission, if it still had points. Oh well, hang on though, because the cap, they just, any remaining points, they just go to the unused, the unused box. Well, it's not an unused box, right? Unused, just set aside. So that says Japanese. The following year's air attack segment, there are enough hits of all types to put all flight decks in the Japanese force out of action. Then any cap generated for that force in this segment is eliminated. So actually, I'm not quite sure how that would work, because if you're doing it in your attack segment, the cap bit. I mean, the cap bit comes before we get to hit their ships. So does it mean that the cap that was generated, then we do our damage to their ships, then it causes a situation, then the cap that had been generated goes into the lost box rather than set aside? Yeah, I'm assuming that's what that must mean. And then finally, I suppose I had to start looking at this because we actually have the Japanese have a crippled ship. So how does that affect things? It can only remain with its force as long as the force stays in the same hex. Well, it's unlikely Butai 4 is going to move, so I don't think there'll be an issue there. And there's rules about if you want to move it, how it gets to move. Crippled Japanese ships use retirement movement. So if it was going to move, then that might come into it. I don't think there's really much more. I think it's probably more for the US side, that as well. Okay, I'm just going to press on just now. Don't think we need to know too much about these damage points too much. Like I say, that was one. That the fact that is crippled, and I wouldn't have thought it would have been until I read that rule, because I thought it would have to be permanent hits, whereas they're not all permanent. But it does state they are permanent and otherwise, so all hits are counted for this purpose, not just permanent hits. Right. Okay, so where are we? We're at the start of the turn, and we're going to place new Japanese forces. So it looks like I've only got 6 forces here, although they might have got mixed in with things. Oh yeah, there's another 2, so that's 8. But I'll count the ones we've got and make sure, because there's 20 in total, so I'll count what we've got, and we'll sort out these and see what's what. Right, okay, so that's what we've got left. That's what we've got left. We've got 12 forces, the 4 butais, and then the 3 counters. So that's 12, so it should be 8 left. That's correct. We've got 8, so a third of 8 is only 2, isn't it? It is indeed. So we're only going to add 2 forces this time. So I've got G and H. So I'll just keep them off the map in case I get confused. So G and H are going to get added. So we need to find them. So there's G and there's H. Right, so that's what we're going to add. Let's create the cup though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. What is it? Multiples of 4, yeah. So I need another 3, don't I? So I need the 3 no ops, and that's going to be up to 6 then, isn't it? That's 6, 12, 24. Yeah, so that's going to change the chits per phase up to 6 this time. Okay, right, I'll get the input in the cup. Right, that's them all shuffled up. So that is us, well, we need to place the new forces, don't we? So I've got G and H. So I'll just pick G first, just do this off camera. Roll the 2, which is going to be zone 1 up the top there. And the position number 2. Yeah, that's fine. Zone 1. Yeah, zone 1. G. So that's first G. And then H. Let's roll the 3. So that's zone 2, which is in here. And roll the 5. So position 5. Yeah, might be. Oops, it is this. Hang on. That was almost a disaster. I squeezed my tripod legs together and it's just all closed up. So 5. There it's there. So cool. I don't see why it can't go there. Can it? I don't see why no. It's not another 4, so it's right on top of one of our submarine, or yeah, right on top of one of our submarines. I suppose that can happen. Yeah, I'm just going to put it there. I don't think there's an issue. What might happen there is if we activate our subs first, I guess I could probably just try and contact that. Now, I would say that it's not moved or anything like that. We would just get no modifiers and just be able to try and contact it, I think. Maybe you should have a little glance at the rules going. I get the feeling it's not going to be, nothing's going to be said about it, but there's a bit about Japanese force arrivals. So roll the die again. If some force already arrived in that hex's turn, choose randomly from among the unoccupied hexes. I was just saying if some force, if there's a US task group within 6 hexes, yeah. I don't recall seeing anything about a submarine, not placing it in a hex where a submarine is, so yeah, I think I'll just leave it. I think it's fine. Okay, so right, where are we at? That's us placed them both, isn't it? Yeah. So moving on, we would fill the sequence cup, done that, and adjust the chits per phase marker, done that. So now we're down to move all raids. For the first phase, I put my wee green cube back there to say that we've not done our search this turn. Clearly not, because this is the first phase. And yeah, so what is it? Move all raids. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of that then, is there? As in, there's going to be none of that, because there's no raids out there. No, okay, so moving on, we're going to roll for mission movement and then draw some sequence chits. So I'll roll for the first mission movement. We've got an 8. So I'll leave a die up there with an 8. And this time we're going to draw 6 chits. So, but I mean, there's three no option here as well. So, right, number 1 is Force F, Foxtrot. Which is, yeah, kind of in the middle there. Here is here, so it's a level 0 force. He is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 away. So thinking no modifiers, right. I still like to get this chart out just when I'm looking at it. I know we've done it so many times before now. We shouldn't really need to, but well, we did move on a new turn, but you can see it's right up until the 1610. Well, that's only a couple of turns away, so then maybe drop down our range to there. So for the last, well, that's the last turn, isn't it? 1850. So it must only go up. Well, of course, then you go into night, so I'm assuming you can't. Launch raids then through the night then. Anyway. Right, so we're on that, so there's no modifiers. What did I say was 8 away, so no modifiers there. So needs a 5 to consider launching a raid. Oh, I rolled a 3. So another bit of a letdown. But anyway. So that was force F, Foxtrot. And now he's going to move in the 8 direction. I can just see the edge of it there. 8 is going east. Yeah, he is in that section. He's now moved into this section, so he moves 1 east, and that's force Foxtrot dealt with. Second chit out the cup. As a no-op. So that does nothing. So 2 out of 6. So give me a sec. I'm going to pause for a few minutes. Right, so moving on, that's 2 chits drawn. Right, so the third one of phase 1. We get another force, it's force D delta, which I can see down here. Again, a 0 level force. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 away. So nothing and nothing. He needs a 5. We got a 7 this time, so maybe something. Well, initially we're just going to draw a level 1 chit, see what we get. We get false contact. Right, so, and the annoying factor is that goes back in the cup as well, so. Anyway, okay, so, and then we're moving in the 8 direction, that is northeast for him. So in he goes. Now he's moved from there to there, so that's why we're setting the dice aside, but just as a reminder, that is the one that if I move into there I'm going to get that oblique. That's definitely, because that's in the example. I guess what my question was, is that the oblique from there to there or there to there, but kind of feel like it's not. It says moving from the quarter. I guess if you're into these kind of things, whether it's a sea term, a naval term or whatever, I'm just not quite grasping it. But anyway, we going by the example, that would definitely be the oblique move. So, but I'll set the dice aside so that we can see that that has moved. And then his chit will be set aside as well to show that he was activated. Right, that's 3 down, 3 to go. Number 4 as a Butai 3. So that's this one here, which isn't spotted. And just glancing across to see what it is. This is the one that's a level 2. You see that? Okay. 1 to 2 CVs, so it's only level 2. Right, well we're going to move the stuff on the track, aren't we? So there was no, it wasn't spotted, but this is going to move, and then this is going to move. So still not anything available, and his unavailable is 2, 5, and then another 5, 7, 9, 10. So 15 points are unavailable. Just as a reminder there, or maybe just put 2 dice. That kind of tells me that nothing's going to happen, I think, but we shall see. Well, we've got to roll the dice first to see if he's going to launch a raid. Well, he'll be 9 away, won't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, indeed. So 7 to 9, 0, 0. No modifiers. Needs a 5. Rolls a 10, so he's definitely up for it. However, we just try and create some air raid for him. Which one is that I'm looking for? No, I'm getting lost. Japanese, no, that's not it. I think it's this one, yeah. Is it? No, that's an upgrade. Well, it's level 2, isn't it? Right, I think it's this one. That's the one we had. It's exactly the same. Yeah, because we got on level 1 to 2 unknown, level 1 to 2 known. So it's this one here, isn't it? Let me just get rule 10 out though, just to keep my mind at ease. Yeah, so just, again, wear it there, move on. Yeah, as a carrier force, yeah, we skip to D, then we look at that, and yeah, then we're rolling on this. So, air raid strength level 1 to 2 forces, known air strength, current known air strength, which is the air points in the Butai display. So that is 15. So we are rolling on this column. There's no chef because he's a level 2, 1 to 2. And yeah, we'll need to start watching that. Well, certainly for Butai 4. But he's not got any permanent hats, this guy. So on the 15 column, we're going to roll. No modifiers. So we'll roll the 3. That doesn't bode well, I don't think. So on the 15, roll the 3 at 7 and 6. So we'd be a raid of 7 and 6, which I will mark down on these 2 dice. Yeah, so we then need to jump from there, because that was in step D, into step F, which is now we've got to reduce the raid strength of the points lost or unavailable, which is now this chart here, isn't it? So we've got 7 and 6. We add them both together, we get 13. So that's our initial strength. Our points lost and unavailable is 15. Alright, so we're getting a 2 then. So, is that right? 7 and 6. We add them both together, we get 13. We cross-reference that with the points lost or unavailable, we get a 2. So he is going to launch a raid of 2 strength. Here. Okay. Well, it's something at least. So it can't take any points because there's none available from the Butai. Yeah, okay, so 2 naval air points. Well, we could put them in. So just I'll take 2 1s, and they're just going to go in. Well, we've got 3A raids still ongoing as such, so it's going to be 3B. And we need 3B. Air raid 3B. And now I've got to find where it's going. The intercept range table. See how close it is to our carrier. No modifiers here. Roll the 6. So I think that's far enough away. What's that? Maybe 4 actually. It is indeed. Sorry, maybe you can't see that. That's 4. So 4 hexes from between Butai 3 and our task force is 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe there. Oh no, that was 5, Grant, if you move further. Yeah, that's about right, yeah. So that's where he is. He's only got 2 points though, so yeah, it's nothing to really bother us too much. However, anyways, done. Butai 3 will not move because he's launched a raid and he's 9 hexes away, so he's fine. That is 4 drawn. So Stu 2 start to come. That's without a drink. I'm mixing up my words, my letters. Okay, Kilo. I think he might be something. Yeah, this is a level 1 surface. Oh well, we know he's not going to launch a raid then. However, he is now unspotted because that's gone away. He is not going to launch a raid though because he's a surface fleet. So he's going to move in the 8 direction, which is east. Okay, that's just that max radius for that spotter plane coming along. And that's him moved into there. Okay. Alright, force kilo delta. That is 5.
Definitely 5, isn't it? Yeah.
So 1 to go. We have Force L Lima. I think that's something as well. Ah, yeah, it's down here beside this airstrike. So he's now what is he? Oh yeah, he's a surface thingy. He's a battleship. So well, he cannot launch a raid either. So he's going to lose that spotted status and go down to located, and then he's just going to move, isn't he? He's not going to attempt to launch a raid. He's going to move in the 8 direction, which is must be this way. Yeah, so he's going to move east. Won't take the airstrike with it, Grant. I'll put the located marker across the other side. Yeah, battleship located, and that stays in that hex. Yeah, that came down. Well, that carried out the attack on that, didn't it? In fact, it destroyed the cruiser force, didn't it? That was a good result, actually. And we mustn't have damaged that at all then. Yeah. Yeah, we just have to put the damage points on these counters then, because they don't have a butai display, so... Right, I think that's Force L dealt with then, so that's all 6 of the first phase. So, moving on. So, been through all that. None of that. So, move air missions. Right, and I will do them in the order. Let's just have a glance up what we've got there. Just air mission 4 that's not got anything going. So, air mission 1, yeah, that was a big intercept. Well, let's say of 8 aircraft. So that's in the task force hex. It's got 12 fuel. So, well, hang on, he's going to go 1, 2, or 1, 2. I think it's going to be that hex, going by that, but well, why don't we move out to meet him next turn then? Just move out 1 point. Yeah, I think it makes sense. So I'm going to move him 1 and knock his fuel down by 1. Down to 11. Oops. Right, air mission 2. Well, we just seen him. That's air strike mission 2. Well, he reached his destination, so now he's heading back. He's got 6 fuel. So, yeah, maybe I want to consider... No, no, because airstrike 7 is just going to move now anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I think I might... Thing is, if I move it that way, then I'm moving away from airstrike 2, haven't I? Oh well. Right, anyway, he's moving back, so he moves 1 hex towards the task force and spends 1 fuel. He's down to 5. He's not bad though, to be honest. I think he'll be okay. Wonder if we did move it. He's down to 5, so that'd be 4, 3, 2, 1, critical 0, critical 1 to land, which is fine. So if I pushed it on, if I moved into there, the task force, it would only be critical 2 to land, which would be okay, I think. Well, I'll think about it when the move comes up. Right, so that's airstrike mission 2. 3 has got 7 fuel. That must be heading towards its target. It is up here. It's going to butai 4 as well. So move it 1 and then drop its fuel down to 6. 4, there's nothing there. 5 is on 9 fuel. Yeah, he's heading up to butai 1, which is still located, so that's fine. So he heads 1 that way and spends 1 fuel down to 8. Mission 6 is on his way back now. Done his thing. So I'm just going to move him into there. Heading back. Yeah, he's down to 3. Yeah, he's going to struggle a bit, isn't he? And then, 7 and 8 are in a worse state. Well, that's him going to get one hex closer now, though. So 7 moves into here. And I'll just chuck 8 in as well. So 8's into there. That's them now. Critical 4 and critical 3. So they've still got to move into the hex and then spend the point to land. So he's going to be at 6 and he's going to be at 5 when they attempt to land. Unless, no, I don't see the point in moving it now. Like, unless I move the task force over it. Or over either one of them. I think moving it this way would be more sensible. I think once these have landed, then I want to start moving it maybe. Or split it. I mean, I think what Stuart said is right enough. Just split it in 2. Have task group 1 and 2, or maybe say 1 and 3 and 2 and 4. Just split off so that you've got plenty of spots to land on as well. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, that's all our air missions move. We've adjusted fuel. Do we want to search just now then? I don't know. I want to feel like there's probably no real point in searching right away. I don't think there's any benefit to me doing it. And well, where are your searches, Grant? This one's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 out to there. And I want to say he's going to have a look at H and P and K and Butai 3. But any of them activating and moving, they're not going to move the other direction. So there's not an issue there. This one here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up to there. I'm going to take the 5 off. The 5's that one that's flying back now, isn't it? The 7 is this. These are 2, aren't they? Yeah, they were 2 going together. I'll take that 5 marker off. In fact, that's all we've got, eh? And then we've got this. No, this one's coming back too. And this one's about to land. And this one is going to search probably B. Don't know if we activated B yet. It doesn't matter, because if he moves that way or that way, it's still going to be in our search zone. So I don't really see the need to rush it. Well, in saying that, aren't you as well doing it now and then getting that unit landed and then cycling it through? That's possible. What happened to the other guys that we landed? Oh, they are. They've moved up. I see them now. Because we probably will want to send out another 3. Well, does it? If we all... No, because they can only activate once in a turn, so... Yeah, but... If this guy becomes activated before we try a spot, then there's a chance we might get back to spotted status. So that's the reason to hold on. And the only reason not to hold on is to get this unit landed so that it can then go through the stages, moving up through the stages. But I've got 4 that are in the hangar just now, and that's probably as many as I'm going to launch. So there's not a real urgency to drop that down. So I don't think I will. I'm not sure of the pluses and minuses at this point. I know before it made sense to wait because the certain forces might move into your search zone. Right, but I'm going to skip by it. So air operations, launch. Well, we've only got fighters, I think. But I don't think we need to be doing any launching. We've got an intercept mission with 8 fighters in it. We've got a raid coming in at 2. So no, we've got 1 space for a mission. But I can't launch a strike. I've not got any Yeah, this probably should have been. Probably should have realised that this could have done my switching around, and now I'm too late. I would have to do that down in the hangar, which means dropping these guys back. I could maybe still do that. Okay, so let's not launch. Let's race service into ready. Well, I can't there. So hangar 2 from servicing. I will put these up because I will launch these as a search. Well, that's a good reason to wait for your search so that next time they'll be up there ready to launch. Yeah, there you go. Never thought of that. And then, well, hang on, servicing. No, that's hangar 2 from servicing. Next turn we're going to get some strike missions back. I probably do want to do this then. It's the only attack plane we've, well, apart from the SB2Cs, it's the only attack plane we've got in any of the carriers. Okay, I think I will do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this back. Oh no, I can't. Because that's a servicing move, and that would be a servicing move, wouldn't it? Would it? I think it would. 6.27 is the lower flight deck to hangar. Oh. Yeah, lower flight deck to hangar, but the other part of that is the one that's not on the flow chart is they can be moved from landed to hangar or from ready to servicing. In each case, they are said to be lowered. The total number of units lowered cannot exceed the lowering limit. Right, well that's 1. So that sucks. So I can't. There's only 1 on a CVL. So I couldn't drop this guy down. I could drop this down. Next turn I can drop that down. Next turn I can drop that down. Next turn I can move that up. So it's quite a process, isn't it? Maybe I should have launched a cap flight. Well, you know what? I think I'll just leave it sitting there then. And then if I launch a cap, I'll make sure that guy goes away. Or if I launch any kind of intercept mission, I'll move that guy away. Right, fine. Lower flight deck to hangar. We've got some of that, haven't we? Yes, there and here. Again, all fighters, but... Well, maybe leave them in the hangar this time, Grant. See, I pushed that guy up. Maybe that was... maybe we should have... Leaving them in the hangars, because you can always have their maximum in the hangar. Like for a CVL, you can have 3, or a CV, you can have 8. In total, you know, in the hangar or within the carrier. And then land... nobody's landing, is there? No, nobody's landing. Okay. Off to US interception, air-to-air combat, none of that. No, none of that. Japanese air attack segment, none of that. US air attack segment, none of that. Nice and quick again. On to action phase 2, right up to move all air raids. And let's just push on for another bit. So this guy's going to move 2. 1, 2. No, it's probably that hex actually. That doesn't matter. And I'm going to move in, I think. So that's move all air raids. Roll for mission movement and draw sequence chats. So let's see what the second mission movement dice is going to be a 6. So, and then we're going to draw 6 new chats for phase 2. Alright, so here we go. First of 6. We got 4C Charlie. He's there. He's a new one. So he's a good bit away actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, he's the full 12 away. Which is still in range just now. Yes. That's going to be the -3 though, isn't it? I've actually realised I've closed that. When I closed the tripod accidentally. I thought I'd open it right out, but I actually want it a bit closed so it fits on the table better. That's better. Right. Yeah, so no modify here, but -3 here. So I need something big. That's not enough. 4 minus 3 is 1, so he's not considering any raid. He's going to move in the 6th direction, which 5 to 8 you can see is east. So he's going 1 like that. Let's get a bit closer, and that's going to wait. And we're on to the second chip. Force R, Romeo is where? The submarine. Did we not get him already? Oh, that's K. It looked like an R there until I lifted it. Right, it's hiding somewhere. Ah, he is up there. No, he's a large force, so he's there. Well, his spotted status is going to get reduced to located, unfortunately. And then, well, we can check. It's large, small, medium, large count. It's just when they're surface, it's not any good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 10 away. That'll be in the -1. So -1 to this needs a 5. 6 -1, yeah, just. Right, so he is a large. So just I'm gonna flip back to rule 10 just to keep me straight. So he's not known to be a carrier. Otherwise, so it must be either a level 0 force or a level 1 large, medium or small force. And then step 2 down there, because it's not a level 0, tells us if the force is level 1 large, medium or small. Intelligence table to determine a level 2 force chat. If it turns out to be carrier force, we can proceed. However, we will need to check for commitment restrictions. If it turns out to be a surface group, we remove it and revert the force to whatever it was, and yada yada. Right, so that's fine. Let's find the right chart. Right, so the large is probably a better chance of this turning out to be a carrier. I would think so anyway. Yeah, you can see there's quite a good chance of that. There's only a 1 to 4 would be a surface, which would turn into nothing. So we might see something here. Well, these are numbers that are related to the Dyro, aren't they, Grant? 1, 2, and 3. So you don't need to look. Well, I might need to look at 3 if we roll that high, and that's the commitment. That should, in my opinion, say limit, just to keep you knowing what you're doing. If the commitment limit is exceeded, then all results are surface. But we're not. We are exceeding the threshold. We are not exceeding the limit. And I'm pretty sure that that's what that word level means. Wish they had worded that differently, but then maybe that's just me. Okay, so no modifiers. So a 1 to 4, I think, is going to be nothing. Anything above that, we might see something. Right, we've got a 7 then, so that's going to be looking at something. So a 7 is going to be 3 to 4 carriers. Right, is there any point finding the chit? Oh, I suppose I should. I'll bring it out with the hope that it might happen. Yeah, that's if you could see what. No, there's one there. So that's what it might turn into. However, the commitment might interfere with us. That's because it is a new Japanese carrier force revealed in play, either in a search or an air raid. It is an air raid. And it's not that it's a Greek. Oh. So that's not the one that. No, I think you only get the advantage if it's a search. This is coming through an air raid, Grant, so I don't think we're going to get advantage to that. I think it's if I search. See if I had searched and we had turned that level 1 large into that, then I think we would add an advantage marker to it. But this is done through a raid, so. However, we are going to check the commitment index. And of course, because we are over the threshold, we're going to check on the commitment test table, which is the other side to where we were looking already. It's down the bottom here. I feel like I've dropped down over here a bit. There we go. So I think it's the same, isn't it? We're still at 15. I don't think I've missed any adjustments. Oh, hang on. We did lose a carrier, didn't we? That's gonna. Oh no, maybe that. I'm not sure if this is going to affect it or not. I've just remembered it now though. Now that only happened the end of the last turn, so we're in phase 2 of the new turn, but that's when that sunk. And this got destroyed, but that doesn't affect the commitment. But this does, because this had a... well, actually, it's a CV, so it has a commitment level of 1 or 2, doesn't it? But it's sunk now, so does that not mean that the commitment level should drop? I want to say I read a thread recently where the guy was saying that... I didn't really study it, because it wasn't really anything that I was dealing with at the time. Let me have a look then. The thing is though, it says the commitment index must be checked and possibly adjusted each time any of the following happen. A new Japanese carrier force is revealed in play, either in search or air raid, which is what we're doing just now. The known air strength of an existing level 1 force increases, right, no. A Japanese carrier force increases to higher level either in search or air raid. So it doesn't say that going away means that we have to check the commitment level or adjust it. Which is a little bit strange, but you think I would reduce it by how many points is it for 1? Hold on. Just the section just after that talks about computing the commitment index. So you compute for a commitment value for each carrier force in play and sum these values together. The force values are computed as follows. See commitment values chart, card 3 back. For each level 4 force, points accrue for each carrier either in play or sunk. So it actually does still hold the points. So it was 2 points for a CV. I thought we would maybe be taking the 2 points back off, but it does say if it's in play or sunk, then that accrues 2 points. In other words, points accrue for each carrier that joined the battle in that force, even if it is now sunk. Oh well, there you go then, we're staying where we are. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough game for the Japanese, I think. But anyway, okay. So we're on 15 still, so I don't think that will have changed. So we're sitting in here, so you can see that only a 1 to 4 is going to allow this carrier to appear. So it's got to be a low roll, and it's not. So that is 6. So that tells you that you treat the carrier chit as a false contact and discard it. And then if the so I'm going to put this back in its pile, and yeah, all that's going to mean nothing after all that. So force R, we did reduce that status. He's moving in the 6th direction, so he's coming down here. Yeah, this is the only way I can see the Japanese maybe doing something is if they do happen to get down here. You can see force A. Well, you can't see force A, but now you can, hopefully. You can see it's not too far away. This isn't too far away, but you're talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns to reach. Is it when it reaches the invasion zone? 5 turns. Well, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, only 4 turns left, so he's not going to reach. Force B might. 2, 3, it can reach there. And force A, I think, could reach. So maybe that's a way, because I know if they get there, did they just need to reach this invasion zone for them to leave the map? It could well be. Okay. But I think they're the only two forces that have a chance of making it. So, right, so Force R done its thing. We thought we were seeing something, not to be. So Romeo Chet goes away. That's 55 minutes. I'll draw another one. We'll get to the hour and then we'll decide, or I'll try and get through all 6 if that's possible. That might be now, because that's 3 down. No ops. So number 4. That's Force E, Echo. Who's down here? Right, so Echo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's 9 away. So no modifiers, eh? No. Two, that's not going to happen. So he's just going to move in the 6th direction as well. He's using this one, 2 to 9 is that way, so he's going northeast. And then that's Echo Delta. That's 4 chits down, 2 to go for this phase. Force S, Sierra, he's down here as well. Maybe 10 away actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah. He's 10 away, so he's getting a -1. 3 -1's 2, so no. And with a 6, he's going northeast as well. And that's him done. That's 5, is it? 1 more to go. Force H, Hotel. Right, that's up there beside. Right, so he's going to move away now. Well, we'll get to move our. No. Did we have the subjet? No, we've not. So Force H, I think he was one of the new ones as well, wasn't he? So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's 10 away as well. So with a -1, a 2 -1 is 1. Nothing happening. So he's going to move in the 6th direction, which is east. So he's going to move. Is there an issue with him moving in there? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I think that's fine. So he's in beside Butai, whatever. Butai 3? Must be, yeah. So that's him done. That is 6, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just take a pause there then, Bubba. So that's us done. Move air missions. Yeah, let's come back to move air missions, because that's going to put our airstrikes 7 and 8 over the task force. So we're going to attempt to land in. So there's a bit to do. We might see some losses, I think. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, there's a chance we could lose quite a few of the aircraft. So, and these will become negative points to us. So yeah, I might need to watch. I might need to, although I'm thinking nothing's happening, we need to get some points. It's all about the victory points and where you end. Anyway, okay. Right, I'll take a quick break, although I think I might just be coming straight back actually. So I'll copy this across. Well, why don't you just stop it and carry on? Yeah, I think I might do that actually. I'll be back shortly. Cheers.